And a good afternoon to you from Joplin, Missouri. The 2018 ACCA Men's Basketball National Championship. Day number 2 starts with the 3-6 matchup. It's the 3 seed Kansas Christian Falcons coming in at 18-9, taking on the 6 seed Champion Christian Tigers coming in at 11-13. Hi everybody, Chris Shima, glad as always to be with you. As you see, the bracket, the winner of this game will move to the semifinals and play the winner of Ozark and Carolina Christian, which will be played tonight at 8 p.m. Tomorrow's semifinal game is at 9:15 approximate in the evening. The loser of this game will go to the consolation bracket, and they would play tomorrow at 4 p.m. against the loser of tonight's matchup between Ozark and Carolina. To meet the starting lineups, we'll start with the 6-seed Champion Christian. Head coach Jesse Bird starting number 2, Anton Pirtle, number 20, Trayvon Reed, number 22, Cody Connor, number 25, Pargo Williams, and number 35, DeMarcio DeVoyle. Starting today for your Falcons, Kansas Christian, head coach John Jansen. Starting number 11, Ja'Cory Washington. Number 12, Wilkins DeSur. Number 13, Stephone Jackson. Number 24, Corday Bass. And number 33, Myron Wright. So that's the starters for both of these teams. Kansas Christian coming off a loss in the Southwest Regional, 88-87 to Barclay in the first round last weekend. Meanwhile, Champion coming off a 77-70 loss against Southwestern Adventist. That was on Saturday. Champion in the blue, Kansas in the white. Both of these teams back in the tournament for the second straight year. Last year in the tournament, Kansas Christian went 1-3. They defeated AFLBS, lost against Rama and Emmaus, so actually also lost to Faith in the 7th place game as they control the opening tip. For the Tigers last year, they finished 9th, winning the 9th place game against Providence 83-82. 2016, they were last, going 0-3, 1-5 overall in the last 2 seasons. Kansas Christian getting on the board quickly. Jackson with the floater right at the lane. So the Falcons lead at 2-0 into the forecourt. It's Reed. Cody Connor over 2,000 points this season. The senior from China, who was born and raised in China. Underneath, it's Pearl, can't get it. Offensive rebound to Voyle, no. Cleaning up the glass is Wright. And here come the Falcons. Washington into the forecourt. Ja'Cory Washington over 8 points per ball game. Here's Wright on the left side. Ball deflected to Sur is there. Plenty of time on the shot clock for the Falcons. Second-year program. 3 ball is short by DeSur. Cody Connor with the rebound. Connor, 8.3 rebounds, 3.6 assists, 20 steals in 24 games. So not just the scorer, he could do it all. He's got the basketball now on the left wing. Connor the bounce pass right side to Williams. Williams rises from the half circle, and we are tied at 2. Don't forget, folks, we have the YouTube chat going. You want to give us a shout, let us know where you're watching from. Love to hear from you during today's broadcast. Right out on the wing, cross court Washington on the far side. Man defense for Champion. Here's Jackson in the corner. It's a 3 by Wright. Good. Ja'Cory Washington, I mentioned over 8 points a game. Wright, averaging 12.5, shoots 35% from behind the arc as he connects on his first here today. Kansas Christian from Kansas City, Kansas. Champion from Hot Springs, Arkansas. So both teams with relatively easy trips. Champion using a little more gas in the tank than Kansas. Williams on the near side to the half circle. Here's Connor. Connor gets a screen from Pirtle. Cody to the bucket, and he makes it look easy, doesn't he? Get used to seeing a lot of that from Cody Connor, 51% shooter. Top of the key, Jackson. Right side, Washington. Jackson up top, left side, right. 15 to shoot. Good ball movement. DeSur from the baseline. Finding the open man. Kansas unselfish play. That's Champion's MO as well. Champion leading the ACCA in assists per game at 21.3. So could be a good back and forth game. These two unselfish teams looking for the open shot. Connor is looking to dish but traveled with the basketball. So the Tigers will turn it over. Four players, for the Tigers, averaging over 3 assists per game. Pike, Reed, Connor, and Williams. Pike, Connor, and Williams and DeVoyle average in double figures for the Tigers. Tigers turning it over here, though. Here's Wright up top. Myron Wright, 6'6". Ball deflected. Good defense by Reed to poke it away. Williams to the bucket as he goes coast to coast. 1 point game here in the early going. Falcons looking to push. Jackson on the left. Same spot, DeSur. Toss to Washington between the circles. Right side, it's Wright. Here is Jackson. Jackson takes it left. 12 to shoot for the Falcons. The big guy, Wright. Nice moves by the big guy. Almost traveled there. Kept his foot down. Jackson for 3. Missed it back iron. Rebound to Connor. 3 subs getting set to check in for Kansas. Reed on the near side for Champion. DeVoyle on the baseline. Back to Reed. Now Williams and Reed back and forth. Bounce pass to DeVoyle. Looking to post up on Wright. Draws the foul. DeMarcio DeVoyle, a consistent double-double threat at 13.5 per game and 9.6 rebounds from Bastrop, Louisiana. Hopefully I got that name right. Different dialect down there. 50% free throw shooter for DeVoyle. Missed it back rim. 3 subs coming in. Number 10 is Darwin James for the Falcons. Number 23 is Josh Plain. And somebody else, too. I believe it's number 2. Kadaro, Thomas, the sophomore from New Orleans. Plain and Thomas both from Louisiana as well. So the great state of Louisiana represented well in this game as DeVoyle gets 1 out of 2. 2 team fouls on the Falcons in the early going. We are tied at 7, 15:39 left to play in the first half. Winner to the semifinals against either Ozark or Carolina. Plain, top of the key. Josh Plain over 11 points per game off the bench. Turns it over, though. A steal by Pike. Outlet to Williams, who lays it up. Champion leads by 2. Into the forecourt, James. DeSur. Right side Plain, catch and shoot 3, buries it. Josh Plain, 31% from behind the arc, one of the captains on the team. James Plain and DeSur and Walker, they all played in a church league before joining Kansas Christian, so 4 guys who are part of the building blocks here for the Falcons in their second season. Cody Connor with 8 to shoot, facing a double team. Hits it out, catch and shoot from Williams for 3. Champion back up. Pargo Williams just 22% from downtown, but he connects. Hi to Chris. They're watching on the campus of Kansas Christian on the YouTube chat. Again, folks, you can give us a shout. Let us know where you're watching from using either the YouTube chat or the hashtag ACCA Sports on Twitter. That's a 3 for James. Back and forth we go. 13-12. Good start to this one. Williams guarded by James. Pike using the glass, can't get it. Austin Pike coming in. Driving in is Pirtle. Yes, and the foul. Chance for an old school 3-point play here from Champion. That's 3 team fouls on Kansas. the Falcons here in this first half. Three-point play complete. Champion leads by 2. Champion's my sleeper in this tournament. I think whoever wins this game will get to the final game on Saturday. Jumper miss. Pike the rebound. Here comes Connor. Nice defense. It's poked away. James gets credit with the poke. Here's Thomas. Rejected. Trayvon Reed at 5'4". Those of you who met me know my short stature. I love seeing the little guys block somebody. Reed with the stuff. Stays with the Falcons, though. Driving is Jackson, and I believe they'll call that on the floor. It's the first foul of the game on Champion. Open look, catch and shoot. Bearing the three is Corday Bass. Bass just 22% from behind the arc. Both teams are shooting it well here in the early going. We're about 7 minutes in, and the lead has ping-ponged several times already. Williams to the bucket, yes. Champion back up. I think both of these teams understand what's at stake here. Traveling's going to be the call there on James. It's a shorter tournament this year, so little room for error, and we've seen the intensity here in this one. Inside 13 to go. Ooh, look out. That's a carry. What was Reed doing there? Mental error will give it back to the Falcons. James, right side the Plain. Plain's pass deflected. Steal by Reed. Throws ahead to Connor. Lays it up and in. Champion leads by 3 in this tight contest. Right wing, the ball goes to Plain. Missed it back rim. Offensive rebound. Jackson counted in the foul. Stephon Jackson, 83% free throw shooter from Dallas, Texas. Will try to complete an old school three-point play. 3-2 the fouls now in favor of Kansas, or disfavor of Kansas, as number 0, David Ransom, comes in, the sophomore from Fairfield, Texas. Kansas Christian started this season 2-10, 14-1 to close the season. They won 9 straight to close the regular season. That lone loss to Barclay in the second semester, as they get the putback off the miss on the free throw and take the lead back. So they are red hot. They have come together. They played a difficult early season schedule. This team 18-9 last year, 11-21. Williams on the right, steps into a 3. The rainbow shot, missed it long, and traveling's going to be the call as Jackson came down with the rebound but fell down. More subs as John Jansen shuffling bodies in and out. Set the lineup here after this Pike 3 as he gives Champion the lead back. Austin Pike, 30% from behind the arc, came off the bench today, averaging 13.7. Plain, Jackson, and James out on the court with David Ransom and Kadaro Thomas. That's the 5 for Kansas right now. Turnover, Pike with the steal. Outlet to Connor, 3-on-3. Connor traveled with the ball. So we will have another turnover. Turnovers have been high, but overall the action's been good as we near the midway point of this opening half. Falcons moving it around the perimeter. From the corner, it's Plain. Missed it back rim. Jackson the offensive rebound. Jackson steps back for 3. Grazes the iron. That's it. Pike the rebound. Pike out of control. James the steal. 3-on-3, James takes it himself, and he'll go to the line. So both teams now with 3 team fouls here with 10:56 to go in the first half. We have our second Falcons fan on the YouTube chat. Hi to James watching. The loser of this game plays tomorrow in the consolation bracket at 4 p.m. And they will play the loser of tonight's Ozark-Carolina game. James, 53% free throw shooter, connects on the first, toes the line, and gets the second as well. Tied again at 22. Reed facing some light pressure, able to bring it in to the forecourt with relative ease. Trayvon Reed, 8 assists per game. One of the leaders in the ACCA. James with the steal. The reverse, no, but he had his teammates coming there, so Plain cleans it up. And I think he knew that. Reed, Pike driving on the baseline, out to Connor. Closing on him was James. Pike, Connor forced the pass. It's another steal. Thomas the steal. Kicks it over to Jackson, baseline mid-range shot, no. And that's going to be tipped out of bounds. Last touch by, they say the Falcons. I thought Connor hit it last. Timeout on the court. We step aside. 10:08 left to go here in the first half. We got a good one going. Kansas 24, Champion 22. Stick around. Here's the tournament card on Champion Christian, the number 6 seed. 11-13 is their record. Jesse Bird gave me the wrong info, so leading the ACCA in assists per game. Trayvon Reed, as I mentioned, 8 assists per game. Reed, a 3.33 assist to turnover ratio. Incredible numbers there. Cody Connor, over 2,000 career points for Champion Christian. He's got the basketball out of the timeout, goes right to the bucket, and ties it at 24. Chris Shima, glad to be with you. We've got Bree and Lyndon and Renee, all Falcons fans, checking out. Where are the folks in Arkansas? Off the back of the rim for Jackson. A lot of Falcons fans checking in. Good to have you guys on the chat. Feel free to chat amongst yourselves as well. Reed looking to make a move. Burles, Obed Burles, number 1 into the game, chasing Reed, 10 to shoot. Ball deflected. That's trapping zone defense for the Falcons is working. David Ransom had it rejected by Pike. Reed somehow got that to Pirtle. What a pass by Reed. Pirtle cleans up another assist for Trayvon Reed. Oh, Bree is down in Arkansas, rooting on Champion, so it's not all Falcons. Sorry about that, Bree. I gotcha. Pirtle had it poked away. Reed will go into the backcourt. 18 to shoot. Should mention to the folks in Arkansas. Had a chance to go to Arkansas for the first time last year. What a beautiful, beautiful state that is. Pirtle cleaning up the miss from Pike, and Champion leads by 4. Kansas will call for time. Timeout. 8:18 left to go here in the first half. Let's take a look at the Scholar athletes as we step aside. Falcons basketball, they trail by 4, 28 to 24, 8:18 left to play here in this opening half. Day number 2 of this ACCA men's basketball tournament. Chris Shima, glad to be back with you. 5th year doing this tournament. It's always a great experience as David Ransom gets it to go. A couple of nice fakes by him. 28-26. Ozark does such a great job hosting. Cody Connor to the buckets. They will wave off the bucket. NBA, that's continuation. Not in college, though. They're stingy. This is game number 2 of 6 today. Arlington and Providence coming up at 2. Rama and Los Angeles coming up at 4. Strong move to the bucket using the baseline, Austin Pike. James tosses right side in the corner. Burles skies it back to James on the wing. James going to be doubled up in the corner. Dangerous spot, able to get it out to Plain. Dumps it underneath David Ransom. The fake, yes, and the foul. Ransom, 57%, will go to the line, try to complete the old school three-point play. Both teams with 4 team fouls now at the 7:18 mark. Pretty clean game so far. 2 more subs coming in. Ja'Cory Washington for the Falcons, and Myron Wright also returns for Kansas. Ransom, 3-point play complete. It's a 1-point game. Pike into the forecourt. Pike right at the lane, drives in and draws the foul on David Ransom. Hi to Crystal. We got another champion fan. Also, Breedy. I hope I got that right. Watching champion play. They're out to a 2-point lead now. Chance for 3 if Pike can hit this second one. Every whistle, Kansas is subbing, bringing in Corday Bass back into the game. Julissa, I believe. Marcel, also another Kansas fan checking in. Good to have everybody watching this afternoon. Right now the Falcons with it, down by 3. The fake, the drive in by Burles. Turnaround shot in the lane by Bass, got it to go. 32-31, 5 team fouls for Kansas, 4 for Champion. 6:40 left to go. Williams from mid-range, short, rebound to DeSer. Wilkins DeSer, 11 points, 4 rebounds per game. Gets it to Plain. Excuse me, that was right for 3, the big guy. 35% three-point shooter. I believe that's his second here today. 34-32. Pike. Connor, the quick flip. Got it to go. Tied again. We'll check the stats at halftime. It'll be interesting to see how many ties we've had. I think 7 would be a safe bet already. Ball deflected out of bounds. Last touched by Champion. Kadaro Thomas, the sophomore from New Orleans. I went to New Orleans for the very first time in my life in November. That's a strange town. How about that for DeSer? Yes, and the foul. Strong move to the bucket as he caught the defense off guard. Wilkins DeSer, 58% free throw shooter. DeVoyle returns for Champion. Washington is back in for Kansas. So DeSer Can't complete the old school three-point play. Cody Connor with the rebound. Connor grew up in China. I didn't have a chance to talk to Jesse Bird before the game. I wanted to ask him about Cody. I believe his parents are missionaries. Gotta be a tough place to do that kind of work in China. They do not like that kind of stuff. The state controls everything. I read an article, the official religion, I don't think they have an official religion, but it's mainly Buddhism in China. And according to this article I read, this is so ridiculous. You can't hardly believe it. But I guess the Chinese government has to approve reincarnation in China. So you can't be, Chinese people believe in reincarnation. That's the Buddhist teachings. But you can't be reincarnated without the approval of the government. Could you imagine if Trump decided if any of us got into heaven or not? Williams to the bucket. We are tied at 38. That article made me laugh. I love it. Washington up top. We're going to get Cody Connor's story, though. I'm going to go talk to him either at halftime or after the game. Wright can't get it to go. It's out of bounds. Last touch by the Falcons. Bree said they are missionaries. I did a volleyball tournament last summer with a lot of China's women's Olympic volleyball team was there, and they were very interesting. Let's just say that. Reed can't get it to go. Pirtle the long rebound. Here's Williams from the half circle. Short on that jumper. Mistime the jump did Bass, but gets the rebound anyways. Here's Washington into the circle, into the lane, had it stripped, and they say he touched it last. I watched a documentary about somebody filming about human rights violations in China as well, and part of the documentary was the fact that the Chinese government was following them around. So I got to think if you're a missionary, you're probably watched very closely in China. In the corner, Connor. DeVoyle, turnaround shot. No, but he's fouled. Kansas protests. They lose that argument, as everybody does. Team foul number 6. And it's DeVoyle going to the line. We have somebody, Cody, who's watching in the Dominican Republic. Rooting on champion. It's always interesting. I check the stats, the viewer stats, usually a couple of days in, and usually it's around 150 countries that watch this tournament. DeVoyle, he's standing about a foot behind that line, so he takes his free throws a little further back than most. 40-38. Thomas on the right side. Thomas on the court with Washington and James. Underneath, it's Bass and it's Wright. That's the 5 for Kansas. Bass to the bucket. Can't get it to go. Rebound the Pike. Here comes Reed and the offense for Champion. They lead by 2. This 6-3 matchup. Champion the 6 seed. Kansas the 3 seed. Nice job by DeVoyle. Waited for his defender to commit. And then the easy bucket. Nearing 3 minutes to go here in the first half. We'll take a timeout at the half. 15-minute break. You guys can get some work done. Oh, underneath hanging was Bass, able to draw contact. Corday Bass will go to the line. Corday, one of the local products from Kansas City, Kansas. 54% free throw shooter. What a job that the folks up there, and I believe technically it's Overland Park, correct me if I'm wrong on the YouTube chat, is where the campus is. What a job they've done building up these programs so quickly. Kansas Christian made some noise last year in this tournament. I was in Greenville, South Carolina to watch their men's soccer team compete in the NCCAA championship. They won third place as well in the ACCA soccer championship before going to Joplin. Last year, this men's team went 11-21, so 7 extra wins this year in the win column in their second year. Driving to the bucket, Williams can't get it to go. Washington looks to push out to Plain, and Plain will go to the line. Austin Pike, the guilty party. That's team foul number 7 on Champion, 6 still on Kansas, so both teams technically in the bonus. Plain 64% free throw shooter. Stephone Jackson back out there for the Falcons, replacing Thomas. Both free throws are good. We are tied once again. Yeah, Coach Jay on the YouTube chat pointing out last year Kansas had all freshmen. This year it's freshmen and sophomores. So it's a young team. 2 seniors for Champion, Pargo Williams, Cody Connor. It's a young team for them other than those 2 guys, though. All freshmen and sophomores there down in Hot Springs. James scoops it and called for the offensive foul as Cody Connor took the charge. Inside 2 minutes to go here in this opening half, 42 all. So Champion Tigers with the basketball. Looking to win their 12th of the season, This year against the ACCA in this tournament, they were 2-2 overall. Wins against Arlington and Ozark. Losses against Arlington and Dallas, who's not here. Williams on the right. Pass deflected, and it's going to be last touch by the Falcons. 9 to shoot for Champion. Coming back in for the Falcons, Wilkins DeSur. DeSur is one of those sophomores who was a freshman last year that we saw in the tournament. Both teams with 17 fouls. Driving is Williams, hanging and scoring. Champion back by 2. Plain. Good ball movement. Turnaround shot from 12 out. DeSur can't get it in the lane. Pike from Connor. Now Pike to Williams, and Champion will hold it up. Good job by the Falcons getting back on defense as we go inside. 1 minute to go in the opening half. Read on the near side of your screen. Rocket pass to DeVoyle, and he threw it away. Pike wasn't ready for it. Wright is back in. Also coming back in is Darwin James, one of the captains for the Falcons. Chance for a 2-for-1 here if Kansas goes quickly. Cody asking if I can give a birthday greeting out to Darby Bird, so happy birthday to you, Darby. Underneath, DeSur kicks it out. Catch and shoot from Plain. Too strong on the 3. Offensive rebound by Wright. Shot clock and game clock about 4 seconds apart. The floater by Jackson off the back iron. And then we get an over-the-back call. That's going to be free throws for Champion on the 8th team foul. Chris Shima, glad to be with you. 27.8 away from halftime. We will step aside for the half. Cody Connor was fouled, so Cody, 70% free throw shooter, goes to the line. Connor can't get the front end of the 1-and-1. The rest of his teammates back on defense, so The rebound, an easy one for the Falcons. James on the near side, Jackson back to James. Falcons will hold for the final shot. Shot clock is off. Zone for Champion. James drives right of the lane. DeSur, ball deflected, taken away by Williams with 3. Goes to the bucket, too strong. Right, throws it ahead, and the first half comes to an awkward end, but an entertaining first 20 minutes nonetheless. Champion 44, Kansas 42, the 6th seed leading the 3 seed. We'll take a timeout for the half. Come back in 15 minutes. Don't go too far. It's the 2018 ACCA basketball tournament from Joplin. We'll be back. Chris Shima, glad to be back with you. Day number 2 of the 2018 ACCA Men's Basketball Championship. Champion 44, Kansas 42 as we start the second half with Champion in control. Cody Connor gets the scoring party started as he's got 2 more to his total. Connor with 12. Pargo Williams leading his team in scoring for Champion with 15 points. Those are the only 2 players in the game who are in double figures. Kansas Christian, everybody's eating for them. 3 players with 7 points. Corday Bass, David Ransom, Josh Plain. 6 points for Myron Wright. So that's the scoring numbers in the first half. Champion shoots 62%. Kansas at 46%. Points in paint, 30-16 in favor of Champion. Points off turnovers, 13-7 in favor of Champion. Bench scoring, 19-7 in favor of Kansas. Second chance points, 9-5 in favor of Kansas. Kansas with 6 offensive rebounds, although Champion is +4 overall in rebounding. Champion turns it over here, though, out on the run. And unable to get it to go was Darwin James. So those are your first half numbers as we settle into this second half. Kansas is going to lose that out of bounds. The winner of this game moves on to the semifinals tomorrow night, 9:15 Central Time. The winner of Ozark and Carolina will play in that one. The loser goes to the consolation bracket. That'll be tomorrow at 4 p.m. against the loser of tonight's game between Ozark and Carolina. Second of 6 games here today between the men's and women's tournaments as DeVoyle lays it up and in. DeMarcio DeVoyle puts his team up by 5. Right on the near side. Here's James. Skies it for Wright. Wright setting the screen for James. Can't get the mid-range shot. Rebound by Pirtle. Reed, 2 assists in the first half. He's got the basketball here. Connor, guarded closely by James, out on the wing. Connor straight to the bucket, can't get the roll. DeVoyle tried to bat it up, couldn't do it. Falcons on the run. Jackson with a 1-on-2, scores anyways. Coming up after this game concludes, it's Arlington and Providence. And at 4, Rhema and ULA, College of Divinity. Turnover, steal by Plain, throws it ahead for Washington, and I thought Reed was going to get it. Tried to save it. Kansas gets it back, and then Champion with a foul. So this is game 2 of 6 today. 8 games tomorrow, 4 semifinal games, and 4 consolation games on the men's and women's side. 2 team fouls on Champion to start this second half as Darwin James misses the first. James now 2 out of 3 from the charity stripe today. Make it 3 out of 4 as he gets 1 out of 2 here. 48-46 Champion. Reed into the forecourt, guarded by Washington in the man-to-man. Reed facing a double team, able to dribble around it, dump it underneath DeVoyle with the fake, yes. James. Kansas Christian averages 85 points per ball game. Champion averages 81. It's been high scoring as we expected. They're going to call Champion, I believe. Correction, Kansas on a reach. So Champion basketball in the first team foul for Kansas. A couple of subs also in for the Falcons. Wilkins to Sir back out there. Darwin James, Washington, Wright. Joining him out on the court. Williams, the rocket pass, but they call an offensive foul on him before the pass. Into the forecourt, James. DeSer back to him. Looks like zone defense for Champion. Catch and shoot three. DeSer can't get it to go. Right, the offensive rebound batted out. DeSer, right, thought about the step back. It was James on the offensive rebound. This is DeSer. Floater can't go. Pirtle the rebound. Outlet to Williams. And Williams will wait for his teammates as he faces a double team. Out to Reed, to Connor. Connor hanging and scoring. Champion with the biggest lead of the game at 6. We've had 8 ties and 13 lead changes in this one. Not a lot of separation. DeSer gets a much-needed bucket for Kansas. Hi to Shawanda, who tweeted at me. David and Shawanda Ransom watching the Falcons. Rooting on Darwin down there in Louisiana. DeVoyle, quick pass out. It swung over to Connor for 3, missed it short. Pirtle, the rebound, the reverse, good. Anton Pirtle, 4th in the ACCA and rebounding at 10.6 per game. Double-double threat, as I mentioned. Unable to get it to go was DeSer from point blank, and Champion starting to get a little swagger in him. Reed into the forecourt. Guarded by Washington. Here's Connor on the left wing. Cody Connor over 2,000 career points. Splits the defense. Nice pass to Voyle, lays it up and in. Champion increasing its biggest lead now at 8. Surprise, no timeout for the Falcons here. They're letting them play through it. Never mind, they do call for time. We will step aside as well. 14:21 to go in the ball game. Champion with their biggest lead. It's at 8. We'll be back. Here's the tournament card for the Falcons, the 3 seed at 18-9. Second-year program, +7 in the win column this year from last year, their first year. Lead the ACCA, allowing just 68.6 points per game during the regular season and 3-point defense. Second to Providence in rebounding. Welcome back, everybody. Chris Shima, glad to be back with you. So far, Champions getting what they want offensively against this stingy defense. Strong move to the bucket by Jackson. Jackson with a nice bucket over the defense. Reed quickly into the forecourt. Connor tries baseline, out of control, flips it up. Ball deflected out to him. Extra chance opportunities for Champion. Reed from way downtown rims it in. Steph Curry range for Trayvon Reed. He shoots 30% from behind the arc. In the corner right. Can't get the baseline 3 to go. Pike had to save that rebound to Connor. Reed into the forecourt. Reed to the bucket, stripped. Steal by Thomas. And then a timeout called by the Falcons. So 13-19 left to go here in this ball game, and Kansas will have possession when we come back. Chris Shima, glad to be back with you. Joplin, Missouri, the site of the ACCA tournament for the last 7 or 8 years, I think. It's been here at Ozark. Kansas with the basketball down by 9. Hi to Rick. Rick's in my hometown, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, watching Travis, one of the assistant coaches for Champion, using the hashtag ACCA Sports. Rising and scoring, mid-range jumper by DeSur. 7-point lead for Champion. Rick, say hi to the beach for me. I'll be gone for a couple of weeks, about another week and a half still, and I'm coming back. Williams over to Reed. Reed thought about it, hit one from the right side from that range. Shot clock's winding down, it's at 5. Reed's going to have to make something happen with 3. Flips it up, out of control. Bass the rebound, and we play on despite the whistle. DeSur, bounce pass over to Thomas. 4-3, just a little bit long. Pirtle the rebound. So Kansas has cooled off a little bit here in this second half. Connor, the bounce pass. Pike was not ready for it. Steal by DeSur, 3-on-3. DeSur dumps it under to Bass. Can't get it to go, but draws the foul. That will be team foul number 4 on Champion. Just 1 so far on Kansas in this second half. So Corday Bass, 54%, bangs through the first one. And the second. Kansas, if you're just joining us, I mentioned it in the first half, started the season 2-10. They're 18-9, so that tells you they had or 18-10, I should say. Had a good start to the year. Guess who's having a good start to this second half? Trayvon Reed's now hit 2 3-pointers, 1 from the right side, now from the left side. Champion by 8 again. That ball deflected, goes off the foot. Staying with it was David Ransom. It's it out. That 3-ball, DeSur got it to go. So the lead is 5. Wilkins DeSur just came in just 3 out of 13 from downtown during the regular season. Gets that one to go, though. Pargo Williams. Reed on the right. Reed between the circles with 9 to shoot. It's Pike. Cross court to Williams. Williams double team. 4 to shoot. Williams gets it back. Has to hoist. Got a decent look. Too strong, though. Past the rebound. DeSur had it poked away. Active hands defensively for Champion. They force a jump ball. Will stay on this end of the court. Joshua Plain back out there, the sophomore. Inside 11 minutes to go here in the game. Thomas skies it out to Plain. Quick toss to David Ransom. Drives in, the bounce pass off the mark. Reed anticipates, and then a frustration foul on Plain. Just the second on Kansas Christian here in this second half. 4 team fouls for Champion. Ransom out for the Falcons. Coming back in is number 10. That's Darwin James. Reed over to Pike on the left. Connor at the half circle. Connor looking to drive on DeSur. Defense able to hold. Kansas out on the run. James draws contact. Team foul number 5 now on Champion. Darwin James back at the line. Another Louisiana native from Plaquemine. I probably didn't say that right, but I tried. French is not my forte, and Creole, neither. I could cook the food. I can't speak the dialect, though. Missed them both. Have some gumbo for me tonight, please. Down on the bayous. Pargo Williams, Reed same spot. Williams tosses right side to Connor. 9 to shoot for Champion. Oh. Pirtle was all alone, missed the bunny, had the second effort, rejected by Darwin James, and now a throwaway. Back-to-back defensive plays. DeSer, James, Plain passed it up, got it back, missed it long. Offensive rebound to Bass. Corner three, yes, for Thomas. And Kansas is fired up as Champion calls for time. 9:37 left to go. It's looking like this one might come down to the wire again. Don't go too far. We're coming right back. Chris Sheeman welcoming you back. 9:37 left to go. Champion has led by as many as 8 in the second half, but Kansas has cut it to 2. Into the forecourt for Champion is Reed. Here's Pike on the near side. This is a game at 13 lead changes, 8 ties in the first half. Reed's been hot. Can't get it that time. Williams tries to save it. It's bounced to Connor. Lucky break for Champion. Cody Connor with 2 more to his total. Pushing is James. Open look for Thomas for 3. Can't get it. Pirtle the rebound. Inside 9 to go. Pike surveys. Reed thought about it. Back to Pike. Zone defense for Kansas. Reed will try it for 3. Missed it again. Pirtle the rebound. Almost lost it. Get it underneath to Pike, who puts it up and in. Champion 66. Kansas Christian 60. The 6 seed leading the 3 seed here in the opening round. Plain for 3. High arcing shot, can't get it. Bass the offensive board. Plain back to Bass. Bass hanging and just had bad positioning underneath there, or he would have had that. That ball is thrown away. A bad pass on Champion. Kansas will get it back. DeVoyle's going to come back in for Champion. Somebody on the YouTube chat mentioned DeVoyle played at Kansas Christian last year, part of the first year of that program before transferring to Champion. James, near side Thomas. Right. Here's DeSer. Back to right. Right, hanging, can't get it. Offensive rebound right, the put back, yes. 66-62. Nearing 7.5 to play here in the game. Connor on the near side. Again, it's a zone for Kansas. Reed with 10 to shoot. Here's DeVoyle at the charity stripe. Back to Reed. Cody Connor with 5. Drives on the baseline and a foul called on DeSer. That's team foul number 3 on Kansas, 5 on Champion. Reed inbound, 20 on the shot clock. Pargo Williams double teamed, and no, they say Falcons touched it last. So deflected out. Pike. Reed can't get the open look from the corner. Rebound controlled by Wright. The stutter step by James to the bucket. Can't go off the glass, though. Pike the board. Inside 7 to go. Champion leading by 4. They've controlled this tight game for the most part here in this second half. DeVoyle not ready for the pass, and another turnover for Champion. James into the forecourt. Wright tips it out to DeSer. Back to Wright. Both teams in a zone. Wright with the hand in his face. Can't get it. Hand in his face was more in his chest, but you get what I'm saying. It was defended. Reed at 5'4", doing his best. He forced the miss. Reed with 10 on the shot clock. Pike underneath. DeVoyle counted and the foul. The defense asleep for Kansas. Stephone Jackson, number 13, back in. Number 11, Ja'Cory Washington for Kansas, also returning. DeMarcio DeVoyle. Can't complete the old school three-point play. Champion maintains a 6-point lead. 4 team fouls on Kansas now, still 5 on Champion. Jackson on the left. Washington back to him. Drives in, looking for DeSer. Yes. Four-point ball game. Winner advances to the semifinals tomorrow at 9:15. Cody Connor can't get the 3 to go. He's been off in the second half. DeVoyle had it blocked by Wright. Wright came in with 26 blocks on the season. Williams, Connor, defender falls down, and that's an offensive foul. Jackson takes the charge. 16 fouls now on Champion, so next defensive set foul, Kansas is in the 1-and-1. DeSer and Plain. Plain in the corner. Bounce pass to Wright. Wright looking to post up on DeVoyle. Good defense by the Tigers, but they touch it last out of bounds. So we'll stay with the Falcons. 13 to shoot. DeSer. Inbound to Jackson. Jackson underneath DeSer, fading away, can't get it. Offensive rebound, Washington. Kansas, patient offense. Here's Wright. Over 2 defenders, can't get it to go. A rebound deflected. DeVoyle comes up with it, and I believe he will call for time. 4:43 left to go in the game. Exciting finish in store. It's a 4-point lead for Champion. We'll be back. Several players in this game on those lists. Chris Sheeman, glad to be back with you. Checking out the All-Americans. Good finish in store here in this 3-6 matchup. This 3-seed Kansas trailing the 6-seed champion. 4:34 left to go. Tigers with the basketball. It's Pike on the right wing with it. Also out on the court is Pirtle and Reed, Connor, DeVoyle. 8 to shoot now for Champion. Reed with 5 on the shot clock. Gets it over to Pike. Pike with 2. He's got to get rid of it. He hoists. Well defended. Almost went in anyways. Good defense, though, by the Falcons. Their defense has started to pick it up. Right, yes. From 12 feet. Reed into the forecourt. Inside 4 minutes left to go. Here's Connor splitting the defense. Oh, nice job. Pirtle can't get it to go. Oh, Cody Connor saw the defense coming to him. Pirtle makes up for it with a block, though. Connor's going to take it himself this time, out of control. Reed got the offensive rebound, though. And Reed's going to be fouled by Washington. That will be team foul number 5. Darwin James checking back into the game. Jackson will go out, so it's James and DeSur with Wright, Plain, and Washington. That's the 5 for Kansas right now. Underneath, another foul called on Kansas. So both teams with 16 fouls with 3:16 left to play here in the game. It will be Pirtle to go to the lines. 57% free throw shooter. Good on the first. Chance to make it a 2-possession game here. Pirtle good on them both. Lead back to 4 for Champion. Plain on the left. Thomas back out there. He's in the corner. Catch and shoot for Thomas. Yes! 4-3, 1-point game. Kadaro Thomas, 37% three-point shooter. Making a big shot for the Falcons here. Reed. Here's Pike on the left. Williams. Bounce pass over to Reed. 11 to shoot for Champion. Pargo Williams spinning. Looking for the cutter. Pike threw it away. Steal by DeSur. DeSur gets it back. Rejected by Pirtle. Following it up, though, is Plain. And Kansas takes its first lead of the second half. At the 2:14 mark, it's 71-70. Buckle up, folks. Reed over to Connor. Connor into the circle. Connor into the lane. Blocking foul is the call this time. Wright called for it. Team foul number 7, so Cody Connor, the senior for Champion, will go to the line for a 1-and-1, 70% free throw shooter. Connor missed the front end of a 1-and-1 in the first half. Good on that one. We are tied. 9th tie. 14 lead changes. Champion and Cody Connor trying to make it 15 lead changes. He does. 72-71. Tigers with the basketball. Falcons with the basketball inside 2 minutes to go. Plain on the near side. Skies it to James on the far. Pass now to DeSur. Right back to James. James splits the defense. Hangs, scores over Pirtle. How did he get that to go? 1:39 left to go. Pargo Williams. Here's Connor, catch and shoot three, you know it. Cody Connor with a beautiful stroke, and it's a 2-point game. DeSur. Thomas top of the key. James on the left. 14 to shoot. Plain now right. 10 to shoot right. Looking to post. Can't get it to go, but he's fouled. The first day of March, the madness is underway. Myron Wright, 9 out of 18 during the regular season from the charity stripe. Missed the first, too strong. Coming up at 2 o'clock after this game is done, we have another quarterfinal game. Arlington and Providence. Wright trying to salvage the trip, gets 1 out of 2. Champion maintains the lead. Obed Burles coming into the game. Thomas goes out after hitting that big 3. So 1:06 left to go. Champion with the basketball and a 1-point advantage. Connor. Here's Pike in the forecourt. Champion has slowed things down late in this second half. Connor turns on the Jets. Hanging shot, no. Tip for the rebound. It comes to Plain. Ball deflected. It's a steal by Williams. And Connor, with 39 seconds, will run some clock. No need for Kansas to foul here. Both teams are in the 1-1 with 17 fouls apiece. So Champion will run the clock. If you're the Falcons, play good defense or watch them turn it over. Now Washington to the bucket, and he's fouled hard by Reed. Good hard foul by Reed, by the way. Want to make sure. Make him earn it at the free throw line. 18 fouls. That's just the first on Reed, by the way. So Kansas, with 23.5 left, can tie or take the lead. And we're going to have a timeout. We'll step aside here only briefly. Don't go too far. We're coming back. (75-74), Champion with the lead. They will have the basketball out of the timeout. The possession arrow favors Champion. Both teams are in the 1-1. Champion 18 fouls. Kansas with 7. Chris Sheeman, glad to be back with you. Winner to the semifinals. The loser goes to the consolation bracket. Loser plays tomorrow at 4. Winner at 9:15. All-time Central. One more free throw I forgot to come for Washington, so a chance to tie or take the lead here on this 1-1. Actually, it's a 2-shot foul, so I've got just about everything wrong here. So we are tied again. 10th tie, looking for lead change number 15 here. Washington gets it to go. So Champion can hold for a game-winning shot. Look for either Williams or Connor to take it. Right now it's Pike top of the key. Underneath, Connor's all alone. All alone. Got to get back on defense now if you're Champion, though. Here's Kansas It's James with the basketball. Out to right. Right with 4. Hoisting is playing. Yes! With 1.4. Kansas buries it. Timeout. Champion. My goodness. Joshua Plain, 31% three-point shooter. Might have put Kansas Christian into the semifinals. Unbelievable. Well, now with 1.4, Champion's got a couple of options. What they can do is try to get it to midcourt, throw a long pass to midcourt, immediately call another timeout, and then set up a play where you can inbound from midcourt. The other option is Christian Leitner, throw it and heave. You've got time with 1.4 to take a dribble, turn around, and shoot. But it's got to be a home run ball if you're going to go that strategy. If you go with the first strategy, you're going to run probably 5 to 7/10 off. That'll give you, a little less than a second. You really only need 4/10. So it'll be interesting to see what they decide to do here. Jesse Bird drawing up a play over on the sidelines. Man, this has been a fun one, hasn't it? 1.4 left to go. If you're the Falcons, all you have to do is play good defense and do not foul. I can't tell you at this level how many times I've seen somebody foul. So Kansas playing up. And it looks like we're going to get another timeout here for Champion. So Champion wanted to see what Kansas was doing. So we will step aside. 1.4 left. Don't go anywhere. We've had 16 lead changes in this one. Champion Christian with the basketball, only 1.4 to work with. Got to think it's Cody Connor here again. Let's see what Champion does out of the timeout. Pike, he's going to look for the home run ball. Throws it ahead. Pirtle had it deflected out of bounds. Champion screaming for a foul, but the game is over. The game is over. Kansas survives. The 3 seed will move on to the semifinals to face the winner of Ozark and Champion coming up later tonight. Unbelievable game. Kansas just had one more big shot in them, and they get out of here. Again, the updated bracket here, we'll bring it up for you. So Kansas tomorrow at 9:15. Champion, they fall to 11 and 14 now. So they go to the consolation bracket. Kansas is now 19 and 9, and they go to the semifinals. So that's your final, folks. What a game. Pleasure to bring it to you. 79-77 Kansas in a thriller. Coming up at 2 p.m. Central Time, we'll have our next broadcast for you. It's Arlington and Providence. So stick around for that. For everybody here at Ozark and Joplin, Missouri, my name's Chris Sheeman. We'll talk to you soon here in about 25 minutes.